What's up, my people? What's up, my homies? What's up, my friends? I'm Gnarly Vato, and these are gnarly times. Well, today I'd like to talk about Juvenile Hall and my experience in there. And I think Juvenile Hall is crazy. Well, as I hear these other videos of people online talk about their experiences, I start reminiscing about mine because it also a lot of it started in Juvenile Hall. Well, as I mentioned in my last stories, me and my brother were incarcerated together, right? There's four of us that went to jail, but three of us went in the same night. Well, the other homeboy who was with us, his name was Tiny, right? They named him Tiny later on, but well, Tiny came in the next day, right? In my unit, right? And Juvenile Hall is in Tulare County, Visalia. So we were from Porterville, right? So we went to Visalia, and they had three units. Uh, One was a girl unit that wore purple shirts. The other one was like the bigger guys, I guess. Because the purple ones had the younger, like 12-year-old kids and the girls. And then the other one's like 14, 15-year-olds maybe. And then the other unit is like 15, 16, 17. And those going to YA or something. The bigger guys. And that's my homeboy Nate was. Well, my brother was in the other unit, right? So I was in the with the girls, and well, I was there that night. When I rolled up, it was crazy. They asked where I'm from, all the broads are there. There's a bunch of like 6, 7 girls in there, but what I come to find out later is all the other dudes in there were Southsiders, So they ended up throwing me in a tank full of Sureños, from Tulare, wicked, wicked, wicked side or wicked Sureños or something, right? Well, one day, uh, I was there chilling right within a day or two up in the day room, and we're on plastic chairs, and one of these fools come and sit right in front of me. I'm sitting there talking to these girls. I guess took the attention from them, so they started coming and just asking about me, where I'm from, and my crime, and all this and that, right? So I'm there talking to him, and this fool comes and sits right. It was a round plastic table, sits right in front of me. He just sits there and just looks at me, and I'm like, all right, and then just kept talking to him. One bro was from Tulare, another one's from Early Mart. I can't remember the other one's from Lindsay maybe, but there's just a bunch of different bras, right? And they're northerners too, norteñas. So they were crazy. It was crazy because they didn't put a lot of northerners in there, And if they did, they were young, but they ended up. This guy sits right in front of me, and he just started looking at me, and then he's like, where you from?" Or I can't even remember. It's been so long, and I just told him like, I think I might have threw a 4 or something, and he just jumped up and just started trying to swing at me, right? And he's a distance away across the table, right? And he pushed this table away, and I ended up falling back on this chair, because it was a plastic chair, because all the commotion, like people started moving, and there's a girl right here, right? And so I got pushed on my back. Well, the broads ended up like got in front of me and kind of saved me that day. I was like, oh shit, good looking out, Well, this fool, they caught that, they were on that fool real fast, because they were watching him as they let it kind of go on, until it went down. Well, so that was one incident. The fool had a Risa or something from Tulare, right? Kind of big dude. Well, the next time, my homeboy came, right? Tiny, this fool, that's where they would segregate us. They wouldn't, because we were fighting the same crime, so they would let me out one day and put him in lockdown. And then let him out and have me locked down. Let him out or me out, have him on lockdown. So every other day we would swap. So one time, that's why I started reading a lot of books. So when I was on lockdown that day, they don't let me showers, feed me in my room. Maybe get a phone call, but everybody would be locked up. They wouldn't let me with nobody. or with my co-defendant. So one time I'm there, right, and they would have me sit because we were like a special case because there's four of us, so we were like popular up in the juvenile hall. They were like, "Oh, where's the four boys that, killed the guy, whatever?" But it's like he's one, he's one of them. But they knew because they were segregated. So I just see my homeboy Tiny sometimes sit behind a glass eating, like maybe I'm going. Sometimes you could kind of see from the side of him, you know. But we just say what's up all the time, and this guy, Tiny, right? He's funny. He already had a mustache. We were like 15 years old. He already had a full mustache, and well, we're I went out to eat my time, right? So I'm then out to eat, and there's a new dude because new people come in all the time, So they would come at night and all different times of the day, so you would just see new faces. So they had me. I sat where this fool Tiny was, right, and it was segregated, and everybody else be on the day room. So and right where he sat was a telephone. So you'd sit there and talk on the phone sometimes. So I'm there eating, right, and I see this new dude, and ugly little Mexican dude. I had a scar on his face somewhere. Angry dude. You haven't seen little things. Well, he's there just eating, right, and he sees me, and he throws up, and I'm like, so I was like, and I threw up, right, and you do things like this, you better be on your toes. So I'm like, whatever, this fool. So I'm eating, and this fool, I'm finished, he's looking at me, I'm like, I'm eating still. So he finished, I don't know if I finished my thing first. I think I might have finished first, because like I said, I'm segregated, but they would have me sometimes eat out. Some staff would let you eat out in the day room or put it in your room. So at this time I was out, right? So I go and I don't know if I was, because when you eat, you have to go scrape your rest of your food in the thing and in the trash and put your plate up. So I think he might have went first, because I am going, or vice versa. I can't. It's been a long time, right? So I'm scraping. I set my plate. Balls, I know this dude was right there and just pop. One hit right here in my nose. And all of a sudden, those who haven't got hit in the nose dead on, you just your eyes turn red. Sometimes might even cry. You know what I mean? But I just got it stuns you, like what the, It's not a hitting jaw. That's pretty target, and he hit me right, and it stunned me, and I don't know what happened. If that fat, I just tried to get one shot off him is what I could with my left, because the way I was positioned. But by the time I was gonna hit this fool, the staff grabbed me. You know what I'm saying? But this fool, my nose all bloody, not all crazy blood, but little blood, because that more stunned me than anything. And they grabbed me, snatched me up, threw me in the room. But this fool, I don't know what he was in for. I think he might have been from Lindsay, one of these Southsiders, and so that was one time, got me, put me on my toes. I was like, damn, all right, better be prepared next time, So okay, all right, okay, so that was the L I took, But it was kind of wild because we were out, a lot of times I was outnumbered, and there was even one time. There was a little homeboy from Visa who got hit. Because I was 15 up in Juvenile Hall. And this fool was 12 years old. And he used to run his mouth crazy. Northside Visa, And gangbang, a little youngster. And one of these fools from Porterville, White Cat, ended up punching this fool. The little fool was swole, right? Ended up hitting the little youngster. Right next to him, right? Because we used to come out, had to stand outside the door. And he kept talking crap the whole day to this fool. So when we came out for dinner, this fool ended up hitting him. Boom! Right there on this jaw, right? and I'm on the other side of what's called the hallway because they're on that side. So when you get out of the room, like some staff they didn't see it, but this fool, he just took it like 12 years old, took it like a champ, and I was like, this fool, bad little fool, you know. It was crazy. Later, that little homeboy took that hit. Later on, after I got out of YA, right, I go walk. I was at Westfield. My little brother's probably like 7 years old, and I was chilling with the homeboys, playing handball. You know, Lil Ray and a few other homeboys, right? And we're walking home because it was by the overpass, and I can't remember the store right there. All I know is Owl Market. Well, I'm walking, right? Me and my little brother, and these fools roll up and go, "Hey, do you know a so-and-so?" Right? It was getting dark. And I go, "Yeah?" And they go, I said, "That's me." And they go, "Oh my gosh." One of the girls was there, was from Visa. Her name was Nana. Now that I just remembered. And the homeboy Mike, who just got hit. You know? But this fool, later on I got into it, that fool, based on he hit the homeboy. That white cat, you know. Then he was from my town, but like, hey, because he was my age, you know. And anyways, so that was another thing, you know. So when I got committed to YA, I ended up, oh yeah, that's right. One of these fools that came in too was from Florencia. You know, had an F13 up in Juvenile Hall, ready. He's scrappy. He was a little scrappy, or baby scrappy, baby scrappy, little scrappy. He was one of them scrappies, you know. But what's crazy about him, that fool Scrappy and the fool Risa, whatever, that tried to swing on me, we both went to YA the same day, right? And the crazy part about it, we're enemies up in there, right? And because that fool Scrappy always used to mug me, but never really did nothing. Because I was one of the only Northerners in there. Me and my homeboy Tiny, just the whole time, the whole 6 months in there fighting this case. So we were, you know. So they're fighting their YA case. So we were all gonna go to YA. So at this time, probably like 40, 50 people from Tulare County went to YA. North, South, Woods, Blacks, name it. They're all going to YA. So when I went to YA, these fools, I literally sat between them. They bucked me up. They let these fools hit a cigarette. They go, "You guys want a cigarette?" Two guys shackled us up, and they made me sit in the middle. And me, I hate to sit in the middle. Shackled all the way to Sac from Tulare County, dude. You know, so that was just a horrible experience too. But we're kind of, you know, by then had a little mutual respect for each other as warriors, you know. Because when you dealing with your opposition, you come to respect them, whether you like them or not. You know, they still believe in what they believe. You know, and will fight for their belief. But a lot of it is respect. So there comes a point in time where you guys battle, you know, that fools have to respect you. Or you're going to die or fight till you die to respect. That's what's crazy about Mexicans. Raza's crazy. Crazy. I know everybody's crazy, but there's something inside of us that always like ready to battle, you know? So I just trip out. But Juvenile Hall was a crazy experience that set the tone for YA. Just dealing in there, you're like, oh my. Excuse me. Then I might have to go deal more fools, crazier fools. And as it is, they should look at me because I was charged with assault with deadly weapon, but involved with a bunch of other guys, you know? It's like it came with a gang. So, but that was the plus side about it, is I had my brother there. I may not have seen him all the time, but he was there, you know, in the cuts. But I just want to tell my little experience about Juvenile Hall and how crazy it was, you know. There's good food, you know, that was a benefit about it. But it was just a crazy little time because we were all impulsive and chaotic. But I'm Gnarly Vato, and stay gnarly in these gnarly times.